Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Tina Jha. Before we begin with the bulletin, I would like to appeal to all our viewers to continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior as we are witnessing a massive surge in cases of coronavirus. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and do ensure physical distancing each time you step outside. Remember, we are still in the midst of the pandemic, and these simple precautions will help us keep the infection away. And now, the headlines of the day. Decreasing external pressures will reduce exam fear in students. In his Pariksha Pe Charcha program, Prime Minister Modi exhorts parents to recognize the caliber of their children and focus on their strengths. Prime Minister Modi to address all chief ministers tomorrow on the COVID-19 pandemic. The capital of Chhattisgarh, Raipur, declared containment zone due to rising cases. Night curfew imposed in several cities of Gujarat. Centre tells states to organize vaccinations for 100 people or more in 45-plus age group at workplaces starting the 11th of April. 9 crore people vaccinated across the country so far. The Union Cabinet approves PLI scheme for high-efficiency solar PV modules, LEDs and air conditioners. Move to boost Atmanirbhar campaign, cut down dependence on imports. And the Election Commission sends notice to Mamata Banerjee for violating the Model Code of Conduct over her remarks to Muslim voters, seeks reply within 48 hours. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with students, teachers as well as parents during the Pariksha Pe Charcha program via video conferencing on Wednesday. He urged students to not stress over exams but treat them as an opportunity to test themselves. He advised them to cater to the difficult subjects initially and then focus on the easier ones. He further added that the teachers must encourage students to do better.
एक ऐसा माहौल बना देते हैं, ऐसी चर्चा करते हैं कि जैसे कोई बहुत बड़ी घटना से आपको गुजरना है, बहुत बड़े संकट से गुजरना है। मैं उन सब से कहना चाहूंगा, खास करके मैं पेरेंट्स से कहना चाहता हूं, आपने क्या करके रख दिया है? मैं समझता हूं कि ये सबसे बड़ी गलती है। हम आवश्यकता से अधिक ओवर कॉन्शियस हो जाते हैं, हम थोड़े ज्यादा ही सोचने लग जाते हैं, और इसलिए मैं समझता हूं कि जिंदगी में ये कोई आखिरी मुकाम नहीं है। ये जिंदगी बहुत लंबी है, बहुत पड़ाव आते हैं। एक छोटा सा पड़ाव है, हमें दबाव नहीं बनाना चाहिए। मार्क्स के परे भी बच्चे में कई ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जिन्हें पेरेंट्स मार्क ही नहीं कर पाते हैं। साथियों, हमारे यहाँ एग्जाम के लिए एक शब्द है कसौटी, मतलब खुद को कसना है। ऐसा नहीं है एग्जाम आखिरी मौका है, बल्कि एग्जाम तो एक प्रकार से एक लंबी जिंदगी जीने के लिए अपने आप को कसने का उत्तम अवसर है, एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है। समस्या तब होती है जब हम एग्जाम को ही जैसे जीवन के सपनों का अंत मान लेते हैं।
The Prime Minister said parents must be involved more in their children's lives rather than just being concerned with their education and career. He also asked parents to create a conducive environment for the students and ensure that they do not treat exams as a destination but as a stepping stone in their lives. Over 14 lakh students, teachers and parents registered for the 4th edition of the Pariksha Pe Charcha this year.
दोस्तों, एक और बात हमें अपने आप से सीखनी चाहिए। आप देखिए, जो लोग जीवन में बहुत सफल हैं, वो हर विषय में पारंगत नहीं होते, लेकिन किसी एक विषय पर, किसी एक सब्जेक्ट पर उनकी पकड़ जबरदस्त होती है। आपके जीवन में ऐसी सैकड़ों चीजें होगी। अगर आप ये याद करके जरा किसी कागज पर लिख लेंगे तो कभी आपको किसी को भी, मुझसे भी कठिन वाला सवाल पूछना ही नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कभी कोई चीज आपको कठिन लगेगी ही नहीं। मुझ पे भरोसा कीजिए दोस्तों, एक बार करके देखिए कि खाली समय में हमें अपनी क्यूरियोसिटी, जिज्ञासा बढ़ाने की और ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हम कर सकते हैं जो शायद बहुत प्रोडक्टिव हो जाएगी। आपके माँ या पिता अगर खाना बना रहे हैं, उसे ऑब्जर्व कीजिए। नई नई चीजों में अंदर जाने का, कुछ नया जानने का, इसका इम्पैक्ट सीधा सीधा दिखाई नहीं देता है, पर जीवन में इसका बहुत बड़ा गहरा प्रभाव होता है। फ्री टाइम का एक और बेस्ट यूज हो सकता है कि आप कुछ गतिविधियों से अपने आप को जोड़ें।
Moving on, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday approved a 4,500 crore rupees production-linked incentive scheme to boost domestic manufacturing capacity of solar PV modules. The PLI scheme is aimed at adding 10,000 megawatt manufacturing capacity of integrated solar PV modules, entailing direct investment of 17,200 crore rupees. Addressing the media, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said the scheme is likely to create direct employment of around 30,000 and indirect employment of 1,20,000.
आज जो दो स्कीम्स अप्रूव किए हैं, उसमें एक तो है सोलर पीवी मॉड्यूल्स, हाई एफिशिएंसी सोलर पीवी मॉड्यूल्स। इसमें लगभग 10,000 मेगावाट की एडिशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी, सालाना एडिशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी भारत में क्रिएट होगी। 4,500 करोड़ रुपए का प्रोडक्शन लिंक्ड इंसेंटिव डिसबर्स किया जाएगा और बड़े डिफाइंड, वेल डिफाइंड क्राइटेरिया के हिसाब से इन सब कंपनीज को चूज किया जाएगा।
The government also approved a PLI scheme for white goods, air conditioners and LED lights with a budgetary outlay of 6,238 crore rupees. Piyush Goyal said the approval of the scheme for ACs and LEDs will give a boost to domestic manufacturing. A number of global and domestic companies, including MSMEs, are likely to benefit from the scheme.
जिसके तहत जो कंपोनेंट्स लगते हैं एयर कंडीशनर असेंबल करने में, उन कंपोनेंट्स को भी अब प्रोडक्शन लिंक्ड इंसेंटिव दिया जाएगा, जिससे विश्व स्तरीय स्केल और अच्छी क्वालिटी के कंपोनेंट्स भारत में बने और जो आज 25% वैल्यू एडिशन होती है एसी बनाने में, वो बढ़ के 75% तक जा सके और हम एक प्रकार से आत्मनिर्भर हो, एक्सेप्ट फॉर अ फ्यू आइटम्स जो एसी में लगते हैं, हम बाकी सब कुछ भारत में बना सके।
The Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank of India has kept the key interest rates unchanged. The Apex Bank kept its stance accommodative, suggesting that it prepared to cut rates further if needed. The RBI has retained a projection of 10.5% GDP growth for fiscal year 2022 and said global growth is gradually recovering from the slowdown. Here's a report.
The Reserve Bank of India has decided to maintain its repo rate and reverse repo rate at 4% and 3.35%. Repo rate is the rate at which RBI lends to commercial banks, and the reverse repo is the rate at which it borrows from them. Since February, the RBI has reduced repo rate by 115 basis points. The RBI governor has assured that the apex bank is ready to take more measures to ensure liquidity and easy financing to facilitate economic growth.
The focus must now be on containing the spread of the virus as well as on economic revival. That is, consolidating the gains achieved so far and sustaining the impulses of growth in the new financial year 21-22.
The RBI also announced additional credit flow to financial institutions with liquidity support of 50,000 crore rupees for fresh lending during 2021-22.
Going forward, the food inflation trajectory will critically depend on the temporal and spatial progress of southwest monsoon in its 2021 season. Second, some respite from the incidence of domestic taxes on petroleum products through coordinated action by centre and states could provide relief on top of the recent easing of international crude prices.
The RBI has also proposed a committee to review asset reconstruction companies and recommend measures to help them meet the requirements of the financial sector. Kriti Mishra's report for Sansad TV.
And time now for all the news and updates from the poll-bound states. Campaigning is on in full swing for the fourth phase of assembly elections that will take place on the 10th of April in West Bengal. Union Home Minister and senior BJP leader Amit Shah led the party's campaign at various places in the state. He held road shows in Singur in Hooghly, Domjur, Havra, Madhya and Behala Purba that saw massive crowd of supporters turning out for the party. Amit Shah said that the BJP is confident of winning 63 to 68 seats in the first three phases of elections that have been held in the state so far. Polling has been completed in 91 of the 294 assembly seats in West Bengal, which will see 5 more phases of elections. Amit Shah also had lunch at the home of a rickshaw puller in Havra district after holding a road show in Domjur Assembly constituency. The Election Commission has sent a notice to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee for allegedly violating the Model Code of Conduct by appealing to voters to vote on communal lines. Taking cognizance of a complaint filed by BJP leader Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, the poll panel sought clarification from Mamata Banerjee regarding her 3rd April speech at a public rally in Tarkeshwar. Mamata Banerjee had appealed to the Muslim voters to not let their votes be split and support her party. And West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee also held multiple election rallies on Wednesday targeting the BJP. She said that the party leaders are trying to intimidate the voters. Addressing a rally in Cooch Behar district, she said that the Trinamool Congress wants free and fair elections in the state, but the security forces are obstructing electors to cast their votes at the behest of the BJP. That's what she claimed. And time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Article 32 to 35 contain right to constitutional remedies. Article 32 remedies for enforcing the rights conferred by this part. Article 32A deals with repeal. Article 33 deals with of Parliament to omit the rights conferred by this part in the application of forces, etc. Article 34 confers rights when military law is in force in any area. Article 35 deals with legislation for giving effect to the provisions of this part. According to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Article 32 is the most important article of the Constitution, without which this Constitution would be a nullity. It is the very soul of the Constitution and very heart of it.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Bahrain's Foreign Minister Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani called on Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu at his official residence in New Delhi on Wednesday. The Vice President hoped this visit would pave the path for further closer collaboration between both countries. Bahrain's Foreign Minister is on a 3-day visit to India. Amid a surge in cases of coronavirus, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with chief ministers of all states on Thursday to discuss the COVID-19 situation as well as the ongoing vaccination drive against COVID-19. At a high-level meeting with senior officials, the Prime Minister had on Sunday reviewed the COVID-19 situation and vaccination exercise in the country amid the alarming rate of growth in infections and deaths. The reasons for the sharp rise in cases could be mainly attributed to the severe decline in compliance of COVID-appropriate behavior. The country's total active caseload has reached 8,43,000, comprising 6.59% of the total infections. India recorded 1,15,000 cases in the last 24 hours, pushing the nation's COVID-19 tally to over 1,28 lakh. 630 deaths were also reported in the same period, taking the total death toll to 1,66,177. With 59,856 new recoveries reported from across the country in the last 24 hours, the total recoveries have now crossed 1,17 lakh. However, the national recovery rate continues to plummet. It has further dropped down to 92.11%. 8 states, which include Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, have reported a steep rise in daily new cases. 80.70% of the new cases have been reported from just these states. Maharashtra continues to report the highest daily new cases at 55,469, followed by Chhattisgarh with 9,921, while Karnataka reported 6,150 new cases of COVID-19. In view of the recent surge in COVID-19 cases, Chhattisgarh on Wednesday announced a complete lockdown in capital city Raipur, starting the 9th of April till the 19th. The borders of the district will be sealed and entry will only be permitted through e-pass. Besides, commercial establishments, government and private offices, as well as banks and educational institutions will remain closed. All religious and social events, public meetings and processions will also be banned. Only petrol pumps, medical stores and LPG agencies will be exempted from these restrictions.
संक्रमण प्रतिदिन बढ़ती जा रही है और रोज़ यहाँ रायपुर में जो डेथ हो रही है वो भी चिंता का विषय बना हुआ है। इन सभी को ध्यान में रखते हुए रायपुर जिला अंतर्गत संपूर्ण क्षेत्र को दिनांक 9/4/2021 शाम 6 बजे से दिनांक 19/4/2021 सुबह 6 बजे तक कंटेनमेंट जोन घोषित किया जाता है।
Meanwhile, Gujarat also imposed a night curfew in 20 cities, including all 8 municipal corporations starting Wednesday. The curfew will remain in place from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. till the 30th of April. The government has also banned political and social gatherings. Only 100 people will be allowed to participate in wedding ceremonies. Meanwhile, it is being made compulsory for people to wear a mask even in a private vehicle. The Delhi High Court ordered on Wednesday, ruling that a private vehicle on the roads is also covered under the definition of a public place. Talking about the vaccination drive against coronavirus, over 8.7 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country till date. These include over 89 lakh healthcare workers who've got the first dose of the vaccine, nearly 54 lakh healthcare workers who have also received the second dose. Besides, 97 lakh frontline workers have received the first dose and 43 lakh frontline workers have also got the second dose of the vaccine. 3 crore 53 lakh first dose beneficiaries and 10 lakh second dose beneficiaries above the age of 60 and over 2 crore first dose beneficiaries and 4 lakh second dose beneficiaries aged 45 and above have also been vaccinated across the country so far. More than 33 lakh vaccination doses have been administered in just the last 24 hours. In some other news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will chair a meeting of the high-level committee to commemorate the 400th birth anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur on Thursday. Home Minister Amit Shah is also expected to attend the meeting that will be held virtually to discuss the year-long calendar of events to celebrate the occasion. The committee was set up last year to approve policies, plans and programs related to the commemoration of the birth anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur, along with supervision of these events. The committee has 70 members, including the Prime Minister as chairman. US Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, John Kerry, called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday and discussed issues relating to climate, including a forthcoming summit of 40 world leaders. MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said the discussions focused on the Climate Leaders Summit as well as issues in the context of the upcoming United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26, and the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. Kerry is currently on a visit to India. Climate change has been a major area of focus for US President Joe Biden. Biden has invited 40 world leaders, including Prime Minister Modi, to the virtual summit on climate crisis later this month. And Prime Minister Modi will take part in a high-level virtual event with the President of Seychelles on Thursday. Both leaders will jointly inaugurate 10 high-impact community development projects and handing over of a fast petrol vessel to Seychelles Coast Guard and 1 megawatt solar power plant. The fast petrol vessel, which is a modern and fully equipped naval ship, has been made in India and is being gifted to Seychelles under Indian grant assistance to strengthen its maritime surveillance capabilities. World Health Day 2021 is celebrated to recognize the widespread contributions of our medical facility and also the success of the World Health Organization. The theme for this year's World Health Day is Building a Fairer and Healthier World. Stating that our world is unequal, the World Health Organization said that the COVID-19 pandemic has to highlight, in fact, it has highlighted how some people can have better access to health services and live healthier lives than others. On the occasion, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu urged every citizen to strictly follow COVID-appropriate behavior and also boost one's immunity by consuming nutritious diet and adopting a healthy lifestyle. While Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that World Health Day is a day to reaffirm our gratitude and appreciation to all those who work day and night to keep our planet healthy. The Prime Minister said that it's also a day to reiterate our commitment to supporting research and innovation in healthcare. Besides, the Prime Minister also said that the government is taking numerous measures, which include the Ayushman Bharat and Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana, to ensure that people get access to top quality and affordable healthcare. So that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, let me remind our viewers once again to stay safe from the coronavirus pandemic. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and ensure that you maintain physical distancing each time you step outside. These simple precautions by us are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Take care of yourselves and your families. Good night. Thank you for your time.